All right, everybody, welcome back to Bone Apple Tea, brought to you by our sponsors, the like button and the bell button. Click them. I dare you. Actually, don't click the bell button if you've already clicked it, because then that would undo it. But if you haven't clicked it before, then you get what I'm trying to say. Let's start off with number 19, Portal Potty. Portal Potty, $250. DM for more info. If you DM, you'll get all the lowdown. It's like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, except it's inside a porta potty. And if you jump in, which no one has the guts to do, but if you jump in, you'll end up in another dimension. Probably because of the infection and the way that it impacts your brain after it hits you. But it seems like a pretty good deal, actually, that you get 2 portal potties for $250. I would have thought they're a lot more expensive than that. Seems like a steal, if you ask me. Saddened chair. In great shape, just can't use it in my home. It's only been saddened by my roommate, but a couple times. Was he trying to say it's only been sat in by my roommate's butt? Is that what he was trying to say? Like, it wasn't sat in by, like, she didn't stand on it, he didn't, like, lay down on it, he used his butt and he sat in the chair, which sat into the chair greatly because the chair didn't like his butt. He didn't clean it enough in the shower every night, and so the chair is very sad as a result. I'm not gonna lie, the chair does look, it looks a little bit sad from this angle. It's only $1 though. So we're getting great deals here. This seems like a great subreddit to find incredible deals on things that you can buy off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, whatever platform this is. OMG, any mouse will find you. A mouse? Oh, it is weird. Anonymous. Bone Apple Tea, I'm not eating, but thanks. Still didn't realize. Any mouse will find. How did you even derive anonymous to any mouse? Did you always think that when the word anonymous showed up next to like a donation or something, that it meant that a mouse made the donation? Just one of those mice out there, absolutely balling out of control with like tens of millions of dollars, made an any mouse donation to facilitate the building of this, I don't know, school or something like that. Any mouse out there, we're not sure which one, but one of them did it. And one day we'll figure out who it is. Scrambled eggs. I learned how to make scrambled eggs with letters and everything. Lol, what? Scrabble. It's scrambled. You know, scrambled eggs, just turn the Scrabble tiles into an edible version, which I'm sure somebody has done before. Made an edible Scrabble game where you play the game and then you just eat the tiles after it's all done. Oh, that sounds great. And also, like a lot of work just to be able to play one game and then eat, and that's it. You never get to play it again. Unless you play it on a regular board and it's just the tiles themselves. But if it comes with like a whole edible board, oh my god, dude, you could do it on a cake. Like the surface of the cake is the board game, and you get a bunch of like candy tiles. Oh my god. I don't know how we just went down this road. Food, Scrabble, finding ways to combine the two. Either way, now I want cookies. Break-in point. I'm really at me break-in point. He's gone the necessary 1,000 miles of walking. The transmission of his body is all broken in, and he's ready to get his first oil change. After that, gonna be able to go all the way up to maximum red line, which means he'll be able to sprint as fast as he possibly can. It's a really bad idea as a person to go sprint before you've done the necessary break-in. It's about 1,000 miles of travel on your legs, and at that point, get that oil change, you go to a doctor, and then you're good to run at full speed. If you run full speed before that, you're opening yourself up to a life of knee problems. Take it from me, I'm a doctor. This man, though, exciting that he's minding the break-in point. Definitely gonna tend to it and then be able to be like Usain Bolt speed. Pretty cool. Gracious. Gracious. Is that an adjective or a typo? Oh, it's Spanish. You mean gracious. Just gracious in all caps. It's very gracious of you to be so kind to a stranger on Reddit. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. I'm very gracious, or that's very gracious of you to do that. Gracias as well. Gracias, gracious, same thing, dude. It works either way. Ahead of the curb. Gonna get ahead of the curb and say, blank didn't demonetize herself. Guess we'll see where this one ends up. But yes, it is ahead of the curve. But also, you know, if you drove over a curb instead of around a curve, I mean, a blind curve you could run into something that'd be bad. And if you also drive your car up onto the curb, also could be bad. So the same thing happens in either situation, sometimes depending. Although if you drive over the curb, it's probably going to do damage regardless. Whereas maybe there's not a car just stopped in the middle of the road if you go around the curve. So that's all I'm trying to say. Distract. Let's see. Demonetized. Distract on brother. Morgs. Distract on mom. Pewds. Distract on Compony. You mean company? Like T-Series? Filthy Frank. Distract on everyone. Davey. Distract. There's a lot of distraction going on YouTube, or at least the phase I feel like it was happening was maybe about a year ago, but God, a lot of distractions, dude. They were entertaining a lot of people, distracting them from perhaps their normal life. People were like, I'm kind of bummed with what's going on. If I go on YouTube, I can get distracted by a distract. And boy, oh boy, was that very effective. Medieval times were quite medieval, I suppose. You're banished. Me. This ain't the medieval times. And banished for what? Medieval, I feel like we ran into this last month as well. Honestly, I thought it was spelled this way until I think Google auto-corrected me, like, whenever it was. Probably 10 years ago. Probably when I was, like, getting out of high school, I still thought it was medieval because the actual spelling I still don't get. I know that it's I before E except after C, but I still just don't realize that sometimes, and I'll get it all mixed up. And I always wondered why they were evil times, and then you come to realize it probably wouldn't have been super fun to live in those times. There's a lot of dirtiness and infection, and I bet that a lot of villages smelled like poop. There's probably just an overwhelming smell of toilet everywhere, in at least where civilized areas were, and yeah. No, I'm good. Dish wish. Dang, kids got a dish wish or something? What? A dish wish? Can't you read? My bad. I got it. Thank you for reinforcing what you said. I got it the second time around. You really made me rethink, and I understand completely now. A dish wish. Is that like when you eat a Tide Pod and it might unalive you, you have a dish wish? Because that's the only thing I can make sense of here. How do you mix up demonetize and dish? Catholic converters. $12,000. There must be a lot of Catholic converters in there. Okay. It's 12,000. My God. How much does a single one cost? It can't be. I've never had to replace my catalytic converters because I've never actually owned a car long enough to have to cycle through some. I can't imagine it's anywhere near that cost. Unless they were just like, I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the price and see if anybody bites. This seems great. It's just like 2 of them for a single car. $12,345. I too enjoy money laundering. I don't. That was a joke. Don't take me seriously. Okay. Guys, I found the source. Sweet and sour source. I found the source of all things sweet and sour. This is where it all comes from, dude. Panda Express. It might taste really good, but they get it from here too. It's not their own. This is the source of it all. It boils up from the ground, hitting all of the natural compounds on the way up that just infuse the sauce with all of the seasoning that you could ever want for the perfect sweet and sour. You know, just like champagne comes from the region in France, sweet and sour comes from the sweet and sour spring. Anything else, not sweet and sour sauce. Play sit on the doormats. Play sit on the doormat. Pizza guy approaches the door. He's like, okay, rings the doorbell. Guess I have to sit here now. Cross-legged, just, all right. Haven't done this since I was in kindergarten. Let's hope that they get here soon. All right, nobody's answering the door. How long do I have to play sit on the doormat before I can I leave it here? Still playing sit. Is there a hidden camera somewhere? We got a security system. They're just boiling points, seeing how long I'm willing to sit here. Okay. Guess we'll be here a while. Algae Rhythm. If I don't get 300 followers by the end of July, I'm quitting. I'm sick and tired of this short fork, the Instagram Algae Rhythm, whatever the short is called. That's how you get followers on social media platforms, by the way, is you threaten to quit if you don't hit a certain amount by a milestone. It gets people to really care about your cause. Threatening to pull your content unless your demands are met is a winning strategy that I'm surprised I don't see more people doing because it works every single time. Also, Algae Rhythm. Did you know that algorithm actually comes from people studied the motion of algae in the ocean, and they use that in order to develop algorithms that allow computers to motion their ocean. He's obviously not wrong. He comes from a place of extreme knowledge. Pay-per-view. I thought pay-per-view was pay-per-view for longer than I'm willing to admit. I'm with you right there. Always wondered when I was in like elementary school and I saw when I was browsing through the TV guide, and then like I wouldn't actually see the thing written out, but it would always be like in TV guide they'd have some kind of advertisement playing in the upper right hand corner while it's scrolling through the directory. This was before there was actually like an interactive one. It's like you went to a channel itself that was TV guide and it would scroll through what's on every channel at a slow pace. And in the upper right, they would have like an advertisement going. It would always be for something pay-per-view. And I was like, what does paper have to do with this show? Why are they all called pay-per-view? Well, I don't want to view paper. It doesn't seem like this program has anything to do with paper at all, but they keep calling it this. And I don't understand. I don't know when I finally realized, but it was too late. Please pay for gas recipe inside. I've been wanting to make my own gas for a while now. If you need a gas recipe, please pay inside. You're telling me that if I go inside, I can make my own gasoline? All I need is a gigantic refinery that probably comes at the low price of hundreds of millions of dollars? All right. Hit me up, dude. Hit me up. I'm sure you could find some gasoline recipes online. The problem is actually making it happen without all the equipment. But, I mean, hey, you go buy yourself some barrels of crude oil, all right, which a lot of people were stuck with when oil tanked a few months back. They literally had to take delivery of gigantic amounts of barrels, and it was like, oh, this is not good. So go buy some barrels of crude oil. Go get the machinery. You'll be able to do it. Then you can get the gas recipe right here, and I'm sure it'll be some high-quality gasoline. They are cinnamons. I'm not an English major, but is 10 words I can spell right are grammatically correct? Should it not be correctly? I am not an English major either, but I think right and correct are cinnamons. They whiffed the question, and this, whoo boy, I like have to reread the initial question to even see what that response was trying to say. I'm not an English major, but is 10 words I can spell right are, is that phrase grammatically correct? Should it not be 10 words I can spell, correctly are, and correctly would be correct, but right and correct is not what? Cinnamons. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be taking the grammatical advice from the person who calls right and correct cinnamons, but I appreciate a lot of upvotes there. A lot of upvotes on that one. People really wanted this advice to be followed. Whoo boy, okie dokie. That set me for a trip. And the top for the last month, there is just no winning. I accept defeat. There is just no winning in life. I accept defeat. Right. I think it's a typo. I believe it's a typo. Either that or it's a joke. I can't believe anybody would go their entire lives to where they're able to use Facebook and post seemingly inspirational captions, and they think it's the feet, not defeat. I don't know how you would have made it that far, but did you think that, you know, when you reached a point in life where you gave up on things, somebody just knocked on your door? They're like, here's feet. Enjoy, loser. And that's all. That's it. That's the end. Thanks for watching this month of Bone Apple Tea. Make sure to like if you liked one of our sponsors. Subscribe, hit the bell, check the playlist in the description for more of this subreddit. I've been sitting cross-legged for a little while now. How comfy. I'll see you next time.